Imagine walking into Costco, Aldi, or Walmart next week and realizing the same cart of groceries that cost you $200 last month now rings up at $350. It sounds impossible until you see shoppers staring at their receipts in disbelief. Prices aren't creeping up slowly anymore. They're surging overnight. The shelves look full today, but hidden behind those neatly stacked displays are warning signs from suppliers, farmers, and distributors that the foods we rely on most may soon vanish or double in price. If you're a retiree living on a fixed income, a large family trying to stretch every dollar at Sam's or Costco, or a young adult balancing bills with your grocery budget, these shifts could turn everyday meals into luxury splurges. But here's the reality. You still have a small window to prepare before September's wave of price hikes and shortages hits hardest. Today, we're breaking down 15 critical foods you should grab before they slip out of reach. From basics like butter and rice to comfort items like coffee and chocolate. These aren't luxury buys, they're survival staples. And if you stock up smart now, you'll save hundreds while others scramble later. So let's start with the very foundation of every kitchen, the ingredient quietly becoming harder to afford each week. Item 1, butter and dairy products. For decades, butter has been one of those dependable staples. You pick up a 4-pack, throw it into the fridge, and never think twice. But recently, shoppers are feeling the shock. A package that held steady at $13 suddenly jumped nearly $2 in a single week. That's not just inflation nibbling at your wallet. It's the start of something bigger. Here's why. Feed costs for dairy cows are climbing, shipping delays are spreading, and avian flu outbreaks have crossed into cattle herds. When sick cows can't produce milk, the ripple effect slams butter and dairy output. Farmers in Wisconsin, America's dairy heartland, are warning that supply could shrink just as holiday demand surges. During the 2022 shortage, bakers were paying nearly double and some small shops nearly went under because butter became too expensive to buy in bulk. But there's a silver lining. Butter freezes beautifully for up to 6 months without losing quality. Divide packs into smaller portions, label with dates, and rotate your stock. Think of it as a butter bank in your freezer, guarding against the next spike. Smart families are already buying extra now, securing holiday baking needs at today's rates. Don't get caught paying luxury prices for the simplest ingredient on your table. And if butter is already on shaky ground, imagine what happens when another kitchen essential, olive oil, faces international turmoil. Item 2, olive oil. Olive oil might look like just another pantry bottle, but right now it's a ticking time bomb for your budget. EU tariffs on imports from Italy and Spain are set to triple, and shipping delays from Mediterranean ports are already rippling into U.S. warehouses. Costco managers across several states are quietly warning that Kirkland's 2-liter bottles could skyrocket before Labor Day. Think back to the droughts of 20 when prices spiked nearly overnight. Families who didn't stock up found themselves rationing, treating olive oil like liquid gold. One Dallas manager even admitted their warehouse has already seen $7 jumps on the same product in just a few weeks. That kind of climb doesn't stop, it snowballs. Here's a strategy. Buy 2 to 4 bottles now and store them in a cool, dark place. Properly kept, olive oil lasts up to 18 months without losing flavor or nutrition. That means every bottle you grab today is protection against prices that could easily double by Christmas. Your future pasta, salad, and cooking routines will thank you. But if you think olive oil is pricey, wait until your daily cup of coffee starts draining your wallet even faster. Item 3, coffee. For many households, coffee isn't optional. It's survival fuel. But your morning ritual is about to get painfully expensive. Just a few months ago, Kirkland Colombian coffee was $9.99. Today, it's sitting at $15.99. A 60% increase that has shocked even longtime Costco shoppers. And that's just the beginning. Brazil and Colombia, suppliers of 80% of America's beans, are both facing tariffs and weather-related crop damage. Coffee plants grow on a 2-year cycle, and 2025 is already a low-yield year. Add tariffs into the mix and the math gets ugly. Some warehouses are even limiting purchases to 2 bags per member, a clear sign of tightening supply. At cafes, the impact is immediate. Baristas are warning that lattes could hit $8 or $10 a piece by fall. Compare that to the 25 cents per cup you pay brewing at home with bulk Costco beans, and the smart move is obvious. Stockpile now. A few extra bags in your pantry could save you $80 to $100 over just 3 months. Don't be like the coworker who laughed at stockpiling only to beg for beans when shelves went bare. Coffee shortages aren't hypothetical. They're cyclical, and they're coming fast. And if your morning brew is in danger, imagine the chaos when another trendy staple, avocados, turns from everyday produce into a luxury fruit. Item 4, avocados. Avocados have gone from brunch favorite to financial nightmare almost overnight. In cafes from Los Angeles to New York, avocado toast that cost $12 last year is now selling for $18. The culprit? America imports 2.4 billion pounds of avocados annually from Mexico, and looming tariffs mean those shipments are about to get a whole lot pricier. Here's the problem. There's no real backup. Domestic farms in California simply can't supply enough to fill the gap. So when Mexican imports slow or cost more, everyone scrambles for the same limited fruit. Distributors are already raising prices before tariffs even hit, anticipating what's coming. Shoppers are getting strategic, buying bags of avocados at different ripeness stages and checking them like jewels, because they know tomorrow's price could be much higher. Storage hacks can help. Buy firm ones for later in the week, softer ones for today, and refrigerate the rest to slow ripening. Beyond guacamole, avocados pack nutrients, healthy fats, potassium, vitamins K and E that become even more valuable when fresh produce gets expensive. If avocado toast is already a luxury, imagine when supermarket shelves carry price tags that make guacamole a once-in-a-while treat instead of a party dip. And while produce is fragile, the story gets even scarier when we look at nuts, one of the few shelf-stable foods families depend on for affordable protein. Item 5, nuts, cashews, and almonds. What once felt like a healthy splurge is turning into a budget buster. A bag of chocolate-covered almonds that used to be $12.99 now shows $18.99 on the Costco shelf. And that's just the preview. Cashews face a global perfect storm. Major exporters like Vietnam, Ivory Coast, and Brazil are all under steep tariff pressure. Meanwhile, California's almond growers are reeling from drought, and cocoa prices, needed for those chocolate coatings, have soared over 200% since last year. But here's the real kicker. When meat prices spike, nutritionists often recommend nuts as a protein backup. They're shelf-stable, calorie-dense, and portable. During the 2020 shortages, families turned to nuts when protein powder and fresh meat disappeared. A handful delivers 6 to 8 grams of protein, healthy fats, and key vitamins. The smart move? Buy in bulk and freeze in small portions. Nuts can stay fresh for over a year this way. Rotate them like you would frozen meat, and you've essentially created a protein bank in your freezer. Mixing varieties, almonds for vitamin E, cashews for magnesium, walnuts for omega-3s, covers your nutritional bases without breaking the bank. Don't wait until snack food becomes survival food. Stocking up now ensures both nutrition and savings in the months ahead. And if nuts are getting hit from every side, just wait until you see what's happening to something far sweeter. Maple syrup. Item 6, maple syrup. Maple syrup might feel like a luxury topping, but soon it could be one of the smartest pantry investments you'll ever make. Canada produces over 70% of the world's supply, and with tariffs looming, Americans will feel the squeeze directly. A bottle that costs $14.99 today could easily jump to $20 or more within weeks. Here's the scary truth. There's no real alternative. Artificial syrups don't compare, and domestic production can't fill the gap. During the last maple syrup crunch, even families in Vermont were driving across the Canadian border to find affordable bottles. Some shoppers treated maple syrup like currency, swapping it for other groceries when stores doubled prices. The good news? Real maple syrup doesn't spoil. A bottle stored in a cool pantry can last for years, and the flavor actually improves with age. Instead of buying cheap pancake syrups multiple times a year, stocking up now means you'll save money while enjoying a higher quality product. Families who buy a bottle or two today are essentially locking in tomorrow's breakfast at yesterday's prices. That stack of pancakes will taste a lot sweeter when you know you didn't pay a premium for the topping. And if maple syrup can become a hidden investment, vanilla extract might shock you even more. It's becoming more precious than gold. Item 7. Vanilla extract. It's hard to imagine holiday baking without vanilla, but this humble bottle is on track to become a luxury item. Madagascar, the tiny island that produces 80% of the world's vanilla, is facing heavy tariffs and unstable export conditions. Wholesale suppliers are already warning bakeries that pure extract could triple in price within months. A $14.99 bottle at Costco today may hit $40 or more by fall. Here's what most shoppers don't realize. Real vanilla extract actually gets better with age. The alcohol preserves it indefinitely, meaning a bottle bought now could still taste richer and more complex years later. During the last shortage, professional bakers resorted to diluting real vanilla with artificial substitutes just to keep their recipes alive. Families noticed immediately. The cookies didn't taste the same, and traditions felt broken. The smart move is simple. Grab a couple of bottles now, tuck them away in a dark cabinet, and rest easy knowing you've preserved flavor for holidays and special events to come. Even if you're not a baker, vanilla is an investment in comfort, tradition, and taste. And if something as small as a baking extract can cause chaos, imagine the impact when a much larger staple, canned tuna, faces global supply shocks. Item 8. Canned tuna. At first glance, canned tuna seems boring, just a cheap protein in a tin. But during past crises, it turned into gold. Here's why. The fish inside those Costco multi-packs doesn't come from U.S. waters. It's imported from places like Fiji and Mauritius, where tariffs are climbing above 30%. Add rising fuel and shipping costs, and suddenly that $22.99 box could double before the year ends. Fishermen are warning that global quotas are tightening too. Fewer boats allowed to fish means less product available worldwide. During the 2020 shortages, families treated tuna like edible currency, swapping cans with neighbors when meat vanished from shelves. A single can packs 25 grams of protein, stores for 3-5 years, and requires no refrigeration, making it one of the most reliable foods in uncertain times. The trick? Buy different varieties, tuna in water, in oil, with spices, and rotate your stock so you don't get flavor fatigue. Think of it as a long-term protein plan, not just a pantry filler. If you wait until prices explode, you'll regret not securing one of the most versatile survival staples available. But tuna isn't the only indulgence under fire. Sweet lovers are already bracing for the blow, hitting imported chocolate and cookies. Item 9. Imported chocolate and cookies. Everyone loves a sweet treat, but those buttery French cookies and silky European chocolates at Costco are about to get a whole lot more expensive. Tariffs on EU imports are pushing costs up 20 to 30%, and cocoa prices have already surged 200% in the past year. Costco even discontinued its own Kirkland chocolate chips because they couldn't compete with rising ingredient costs. For families, this means celebrations and comfort foods may suddenly feel out of reach. During the last cocoa shortage, neighbors were driving to multiple stores just to find decent chocolate for birthdays and holidays. Some shoppers even treated it like treasure, stocking up when they found it because there was no guarantee it would be there next week. Here's the secret. Properly stored chocolate and cookies can last 2 to 3 years, and their flavor often deepens over time. Buying now at pre-tariff prices isn't just about sweets. It's about securing affordable joy for birthdays, holidays, and family gatherings. A small stockpile today could save you $50 hunt down the line while sparing your family disappointment later. And while sweets are going up in smoke, beverages are right behind them. Wine and beer are already feeling the sting of international tariffs. Item 10. Wine and beer. For many households, a bottle of wine or a 6-pack of beer is a simple pleasure at the end of a long week. But imported beverages are facing price hikes that could turn happy hour into a financial headache. Italian, French, and Spanish wines are bracing for 20% tariffs, while Mexican beers like Corona and Modelo could see increases of 25% or more. At restaurants, prices are already spiking. An 80 bottle that cost $45 just months ago is a warning of what's coming to retail shelves. The value here isn't just about enjoyment. Wine and beer actually store well long-term, with wine often improving in taste and value as it ages. Treating these items like an investment means buying tomorrow's quality at today's price. During the 2020 shortages, alcohol vanished quickly as shoppers stocked up in panic, leaving others scrambling. Those who planned ahead saved money and had less stress when shelves ran dry. If you've got the space, a few extra cases stored in a cool, dark spot are more than just beverages. They're insurance against inflation and scarcity. But before we toast, let's pivot back to essentials. Because even rice, the world's most basic staple, isn't safe from the storm. Item 11, rice, Jasmine and Basmati. Rice has always been the cheapest way to feed families, but imports from Asia are tightening fast. Export restrictions in India and tariffs on Thai jasmine mean U.S. shelves could see sharp price jumps. We've already seen limits at wholesalers, just like the 2008 rice panic when Costco sold out in hours. The smart play is bulk storage. Properly sealed, rice lasts 20-plus years and pairs with anything: beans, canned meats, or veggies. A single bag today could save you double its cost a year from now. Item 12, pasta. Pasta is the ultimate budget stretcher, but durum wheat origin, with shortages in Europe and Canada, are pushing prices up. Add tariffs and transport costs, and suddenly a $1 meal can double. During past crises, pasta aisles were cleared within days because families knew it would last. Stocking different shapes covers everything: spaghetti for quick meals, penne for casseroles, lasagna for gatherings. Stored dry, pasta keeps for years, making it a versatile safety net. And if carbs are under fire, even sugar, the simplest sweetener, faces global pressure. Item 13, sugar. Brazil and India dominate sugar exports, but both are cutting back. Tariffs and freight costs could easily double prices. Sugar isn't just for coffee. It preserves fruit, fuels baking, and even becomes a trade item in shortages. The good news? It never goes bad if stored dry. A bulk bag today is cheap insurance for canning, brewing, or keeping family traditions alive when shelves run thin. And if sugar is vulnerable, canned vegetables, the fallback for fresh produce, are already under threat. Item 14, canned vegetables. When fresh produce skyrockets, canned goods fill the gap. But wholesale vegetable prices jumped nearly 40% this year, meaning corn, peas, and beans won't stay cheap for long. In 20, families who stocked up had balanced meals, while others faced empty produce sections. Cans last years, keep meals varied, and are still affordable in bulk. Grab variety packs now. They'll stretch your pantry and protect against price shocks. And if veggies are fragile, spices, the small items that make food enjoyable, may be the most overlooked risk. Item 15, salt and spices. It's easy to ignore spices, but when imports slow, flavor disappears fast. Pepper, cinnamon, and cloves are vulnerable to shipping delays and tariffs. Without them, meals become bland, crushing morale in tough times. Salt never expires and doubles as a preservative. Bulk packs of spices and salt from Costco stay fresh for years and cost little now. In a crisis, they're comfort, variety, and even trade value. And with that we've reached the end. Time to pull the lessons together in our final thoughts. From butter and olive oil to sugar, canned vegetables, and even spices, these 15 foods aren't luxuries. They're lifelines. Each one is facing a storm of tariffs, droughts, shipping delays, or global shortages that could make them vanish from shelves or skyrocket in price. Families who plan ahead today won't just avoid empty pantries. They'll save hundreds of dollars and protect the meals and traditions that keep daily life steady. Preparedness isn't about fear, it's about foresight. Retirees on fixed incomes, parents feeding large families, and young adults stretching every paycheck all face the same reality. The window to act is closing. Every bag of rice, every bottle of oil, every can of tuna you grab now is tomorrow's security at today's price. So ask yourself, when the next spike hits, will you be the shopper staring at a shocking receipt or the one calmly pulling from a stock pantry? The choice is in your car or cart today.